the invisible marketplace of desire. Step into any room, any street, any digital space, and feel the undercurrent. Everyone wants something from you. That warm smile from a colleague, the lingering gaze of a stranger, the earnest plea of a friend, they're not just gestures, they're transactions, each carrying a hidden price tag. 500 years ago, Niccolò Machiavelli sliced through the illusion of selfless connection, revealing a truth as sharp today as it was in Renaissance Florence. People are drawn to you not for your soul's glow, but for what you offer: status, security, thrill, or even the twisted joy of watching you stumble. The question isn't whether you're part of this marketplace of desire. It's whether you'll be the buyer, the seller, or the one outmaneuvered. Are you ready to master the game before it masters you? The power beneath the surface. You're surrounded by hands reaching out, friends, lovers, rivals, strangers, each with a silent agenda tucked behind their words. They seek your time, your influence, your resources, not out of pure affection, but because you're a vault of possibilities. Machiavelli, the unflinching observer of human nature, taught us that no one approaches without a motive, and ignoring this makes you prey in a world of predators. But what if you could turn their desires into your currency, their needs into your leverage? This isn't about cynicism, it's about seeing clearly and acting decisively. Will you step into the shadows of power and shape your destiny, or let others shape it for you? The game you're already playing. Every interaction is a move on a chessboard you didn't choose but can't avoid. That favor you did, that secret you shared, that smile you returned, they're pieces in a game where everyone's playing for advantage. Machiavelli didn't invent this game, he just gave it a name and a rulebook. In a world where loyalty is a transaction and kindness a strategy, the naive are plundered and the shrewd thrive. The choice is stark. Will you be the pawn, moved by others' whims, or the player, orchestrating desires to build your empire? The game is on. How will you play it? Introduction. The Machiavellian lens on a world of want. You live in a marketplace, whether you admit it or not. Every handshake, every conversation, every swipe on your phone is a negotiation, a trade in the currency of human desire. The colleague who praises your work wants your endorsement. The friend who texts late at night seeks your validation. The stranger who follows you on X isn't just a fan, they're betting on your influence. This isn't a conspiracy. It's human nature, as old as the first tribes and as fresh as this morning's notifications. Niccolò Machiavelli, the 16th century Florentine strategist, saw through the veneer of altruism, declaring that people are ungrateful, fickle, simulators, and deceivers, avoiders of danger, eager for gain. His words, penned in candlelit rooms, ring true in our neon-lit cities. From New York's skyscrapers to Seattle's coffee shops, Machiavelli's insight isn't a call to despair, but a blueprint for power. If everyone wants something from you, your time, your connections, your status, then you hold the keys to a vast economy of influence. The mistake is giving freely, seduced by platitudes about selflessness, only to find your reserves drained when the crowd moves on. The modern world, with its hashtags of kindness and TED Talks on empathy, numbs you to this reality, painting generosity as a virtue without cost. Machiavelli, from his grave, scoffs. Generosity without strategy is an invitation to be plundered. Virtue unpriced becomes a vice against yourself. This journey isn't about becoming a cold manipulator or abandoning ethics. It's about seeing the world as it is, a chessboard of motives, and playing with precision. You'll learn to map your assets, price your value, and turn others' desires into your leverage. You'll discover how scarcity breeds worship, silence amplifies power, and calculated generosity binds loyalty. Through stories of modern Americans navigating this game, executives, artists, teachers, and entrepreneurs, you'll see how Machiavellian principles apply in offices, relationships, and digital arenas. We'll balance Machiavelli's pragmatism with stoic reflections, ensuring your pursuit of power remains grounded in integrity and self-mastery. Our guide is the story of Vanessa, a Chicago entrepreneur who learned to wield desire like a blade, transforming from a generous doormat to a strategic architect of her destiny. Alongside her, we'll meet others who mastered the art of playing the game before being played. Let's dive into 12 Machiavellian lessons, each a tool to carve your path to power, influence, and an enduring legacy. Vanessa's story. From prey to player. Vanessa Carter was a 32-year-old entrepreneur in Chicago's tech scene, known for her warmth, creativity, and relentless hustle. Her startup, a platform for freelance creatives, was gaining traction in Logan Square's vibrant ecosystem. But beneath her success, Vanessa was bleeding energy. She was a giver, too much so. She'd mentor young designers for free, share her network with anyone who asked, and pour hours into friends' projects, expecting nothing in return. Her inbox overflowed with requests. Can you review my pitch deck? Can you introduce me to your investor? Can you join our panel? She said yes to all, believing kindness was her brand. But kindness came at a cost. Clients took her generosity for granted, paying late or demanding discounts. Friends leaned on her for emotional support but vanished when she needed them. Her startup's growth, she juggled others' needs and her own vision buried under favors. Vanessa felt like a buffet, picked over by hungry hands, her plate empty. She'd lie awake in her Wicker Park loft, scrolling X, seeing posts about giving back, and wondering why her selflessness left her so hollow. The turning point came at a tech conference in San Francisco. Vanessa had spent weeks preparing a keynote, only to have a colleague, Ethan, pitch her idea as his own during a panel. She confronted him afterward, expecting an apology. Instead, he smirked, "Vanessa, you're too nice. People take what's free. You gotta charge for it." His words stung, but they woke her. That night, in her hotel room overlooking the bay, she stumbled across a podcast on Machiavelli. His ruthless clarity hit her like a shot of espresso. If everyone wants something, make them pay for it, in loyalty, respect, or results. Vanessa returned to Chicago with a new mindset. She began auditing her relationships, listing who drained her and who propelled her. She set boundaries, declining low-value requests with a polite, "My schedule's tight, but let's explore paid consulting." She curated her presence, sharing only strategic wins on LinkedIn, letting silence amplify her mystique. When a client asked for a discount, she countered with a premium package, framing it as exclusive value. To her surprise, they paid. When a friend sought free advice, she offered a coffee meeting for a reciprocal favor. Her network didn't shrink, it deepened, as people respected her newfound edge. Within a year, Vanessa's startup tripled its revenue. Investors sought her out, drawn to her enigmatic confidence. Her team, once overworked, thrived under her focused leadership. She didn't become cold. She became strategic, turning others' desires into her currency. Vanessa's story is a beacon. You don't have to be ruthless to win, but you must be deliberate. Let's explore 12 Machiavellian lessons, enriched with stories and science, to help you play the game of desire and build your empire. Machiavellian lessons, 12 tools to master the game of power. See the transaction in every interaction. Every smile, every compliment, every outstretched hand is a contract with a hidden clause. People don't approach you by chance. They're drawn by what you offer: status, comfort, knowledge, or even the thrill of your downfall. Machiavelli saw this clearly. Men are eager for gain, and their motives, however sweet their words, are rooted in self-interest. Ignoring this makes you a mark. Recognizing it makes you a player. Meet Jamal, a 28-year-old marketing coordinator in Atlanta. He was the go-to guy at his agency, always ready to brainstorm, share contacts, or cover shifts. But when a promotion opened, his colleagues whom he'd helped backed someone else. Stung, Jamal read the prints and saw his mistake. He'd given freely, expecting loyalty without a contract. He began pricing his help. When a coworker asked for a campaign idea, he said, "Let's collaborate. I'll share if you credit me in the pitch." His contributions gained visibility, and the next promotion was his. Psychologist Robert Cialdini in Influence explains the principle of reciprocity. People feel obligated to repay what they receive, but only if the exchange is framed as valuable. Machiavelli's insight aligns: every favor is an IOU, and you must collect. How to apply it? List 5 recent interactions: a favor, a compliment. For each, ask, what did they want? What could I have charged? E.g., loyalty, a favor. When someone asks for help, pause and counter, I'm happy to assist. Can you help me with X in return? Track 1 week of free actions, e.g., advice given. Estimate their value and plan how to price them next time. Frame your help as exclusive. I don't usually do this, but for you I'll make time. Seeing the transaction doesn't make you cold. It makes you clear-eyed, ready to navigate the marketplace of motives. Price your value or be plundered. Generosity without a price tag is a neon sign. Take me for free. Modern culture glorifies selflessness, but Machiavelli warns that unpriced virtue invites exploitation. If you give without charging, whether in time, expertise, or emotional labor, you'll be drained by those who see your kindness as weakness. Consider Elena, a 35-year-old therapist in Boston. She offered free sessions to struggling clients, believing it was her duty. But those clients often missed appointments or demanded more, leaving her burned out. A mentor introduced her to Machiavelli's calculus: charge for value to preserve it. Elena began setting firm rates, offering sliding scales only for committed clients. Her practice grew, her energy returned, and her clients valued her more, knowing her time wasn't free. Behavioral economics, via Dan Ariely's work, shows that people assign higher value to what costs them something. Free offerings are often undervalued, even discarded. Machiavelli's ledger aligns: price your value or others will set it at 0. How to apply it? List your assets, skills, contacts, time. Assign a price, e.g. a favor, a referral, for each. When asked for a favor, say, I can help, but I'll need X in return. Start small, like a coffee meeting. Reflect, what have I given freely that left me drained? How can I price it next time? Test scarcity. Offer one service, e.g. advice, to only one person this week, framing it as exclusive. Your value is your currency. Charge for it, and you'll build a vault of influence. Turn desire into leverage. Every need is a lever, every want a chain. When someone seeks your time, knowledge, or presence, they're revealing their hunger and your power. Machiavelli's algebra is simple. Desire equals opportunity. Invert their need into your advantage, and you hold the reins. Take Marcus, a 40-year-old real estate agent in Miami. Clients often asked for market insights, expecting free tips. Frustrated, he read Machiavelli and saw their requests as leverage. When a client asked for data, he said, I'll share my analysis if you refer me to 2 contacts. His network grew and his commission soared. He didn't exploit, he negotiated, turning their need into his gain. Social exchange theory, per George Homans, suggests relationships thrive on balanced transactions. Machiavelli's twist: ensure the balance tilts slightly in your favor. How to apply it? Identify one person's recent request. Ask, what do they need? How can I leverage it? E.g. a commitment, a connection. Practice. Next time someone asks for your time, counter with a request. I can meet if you can help with X. Map your circle's desires, e.g. status, guidance. Match them to your assets and propose exchanges. Journal. How did leveraging one desire this week shift a relationship? Their hunger is your handle. Grip it firmly and steer the game. Curate scarcity to amplify desire. Abundance breeds contempt. Scarcity breeds obsession. The more available you are, the cheaper you seem. High-end brands like Rolex limit supply to inflate demand. Machiavelli would nod. Your time, attention, and presence are commodities. Ration them to elevate their value. Sophia, a 29-year-old influencer in Los Angeles, learned this the hard way. She posted daily on Instagram, replied to every DM, and said yes to every collab. Her engagement tanked. Fans took her for granted. A marketing coach, citing Machiavelli, advised scarcity. Sophia cut posts to twice weekly, responded selectively, and declined low-value partnerships. Her followers surged, brands competed for her, and her rates doubled. Her absence made her a prize. Psychologist Robert B. Cialdini notes that scarcity triggers urgency, making the rare seem precious. Machiavelli's princes used this, vanishing to stoke desire. How to apply it: limit one resource this week, e.g. time replies. Notice how others react. Say no to one low-value request, framing it, my schedule's limited, but let's find another way. Curate your online presence. Post less, but make each post high impact, e.g. a win, a mystery. Reflect. What did scarcity amplify for me this week? Be the limited edition no one can have for free. And watch the world lean in. Wield silence as a blade. In a world of chatter, silence is power. People spill their motives when you say less, handing you intelligence while you reveal nothing. Machiavelli advised princes to mask intentions behind courteous ambiguity. Modern translation: let others talk and use their words to your advantage. David, a 45-year-old lawyer in New York, was a talker, always sharing his strategies in meetings. Colleagues used his openness against him, stealing credit. A mentor versed in Machiavelli taught him silence. When asked about his next move, David smiled and redirected, "What's your take on this?" He learned more, revealed less, and gained the upper hand. His mystique grew, and his influence followed. Information asymmetry, per economist George Akerlof, gives the less disclosing party an edge. Silence creates this imbalance, making you the enigma others chase. How to apply it? In one conversation this week, ask questions instead of answering. Note what you learn. When probed, deflect. I'm curious, what do you think? Practice this 3 times. Stay silent in one group chat or meeting. Observe how others fill the void. Journal. How did silence shift power in my favor? Silence isn't absence, it's strategy, sharpening your edge in the game of information. Control the narrative of your worth. Perception outpaces reality. Your reputation, your brand, isn't what you are. It's what others believe you are. Machiavelli's princes thrived on spectacle, crafting myths through public acts. Today you sculpt perception through curated wins, strategic silences, and digital presence. Aisha, a 31-year-old startup founder in Seattle, struggled to attract investors. Her pitches were solid, but she seemed ordinary. A Machiavellian advisor revamped her narrative. She highlighted her unique journey: first-generation immigrant, self-taught coder, shared only major wins on LinkedIn, and cloaked setbacks. Investors saw her as a visionary, and funding poured in. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman's work on framing shows that how you present information shapes others' judgments. Machiavelli's spectacle is modern branding. Control it or others will. How to apply it? List 3 unique traits, e.g. resilience, expertise. Amplify them in one public post or talk. Share one win this week, e.g. a project, a milestone on a platform, framing it as rare. Cloak a setback. Instead of venting, say, I'm refining my approach. Stay tuned. Reflect. How did shaping my narrative boost my perceived value? Your worth is a story. Write it with intention, and the world will read it as truth. Orchestrate power through strategic favors. Power isn't hoarding, it's orchestration. Grant favors, but redeem them when the ripple effect multiplies. A single act, a connection, an endorsement can unlock markets, shift alliances, or secure loyalty. The amateur squanders goodwill. The strategist harvests it at the perfect moment. Carlos, a 38-year-old chef in Miami, was known for helping peers, catering events, sharing recipes. But when his restaurant struggled, no one returned the favor. A Machiavellian friend advised timing. Carlos began offering strategic help. He catered a critics event asking for a review in return. The review went viral, and his restaurant thrived. He didn't stop giving, he started timing it. Network theory per Mark Granovetter shows that weak ties, strategic favors, yield outsized returns. Machiavelli's princes used gifts to bind loyalty. You can too. How to apply it? List 3 favors you've given. Plan how to redeem one for maximum impact, e.g. a referral. Offer one strategic favor this week, e.g. an intro with a clear ask. Can you connect me to X? Track favors owed to you. Follow up on one this month. Reflect. How did timing a favor amplify my influence? Favors are seeds. Plant them wisely and harvest a forest of power. Use fear sparingly like lightning. Desire drives action, but fear enforces boundaries. A subtle hint of consequence, a coworker's mistake noticed, a partner's flirtation observed, can secure compliance without a word. Machiavelli advised cruelty to be swift, benefits prolonged. Fear is arsenic, not salt. Use it sparingly, or it breeds vengeance. Nina, a 42-year-old manager in Denver, faced a team member, Liam, who missed deadlines. Instead of a public reprimand, she met him privately, saying, "I've noticed the delays. I know you're capable. Let's fix this before it escalates." Liam sensed the unspoken consequence, tightened his work, and respected her more. Nina's restraint preserved loyalty while enforcing accountability. Psychologist Paul Ekman's work on emotional cues shows that subtle threats, e.g. a knowing glance, trigger compliance without overt conflict. Machiavelli's lightning strikes, swift, rare, keep the balance. How to apply it? Identify one boundary violation, e.g. a colleague's overreach. Hint at consequences subtly. I'd hate for this to affect our collaboration. Avoid public shaming. Address issues privately to preserve goodwill. Reflect. How did a hint of fear secure compliance without backlash? Use fear once this month, then follow with a generous act to balance it. Fear is a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. Wield it with precision and loyalty follows. Frame your interests as their salvation. People crave direction in a noisy world. Frame your goals as their path to success, and they'll follow, thanking you for the lead. Machiavelli's princes cloaked ambition in benevolence. You can too, offering guidance that serves you both. Rachel, a 30-year-old sales rep in Philadelphia, wanted her team to adopt a new CRM tool. Her idea. Her promotion. Instead of pushing, she framed it as their gain. This tool will cut your admin time, letting you close more deals. The team embraced it, her sales soared, and she got the promotion. They saw her as a savior, not a schemer. Persuasion research by Robert Cialdini shows that framing benefits as mutual builds trust. Machiavelli's empathy was strategic, not sentimental. How to apply it? Identify one goal, e.g. a project. Pitch it as a win for others. This will make us all shine. In one meeting, present your idea as solving their pain point. Note their response. Practice empathetic framing. I know you're swamped. My plan will ease that. Reflect. How did framing my interest as their gain shift their support? Lead where you want to go and they'll call you a visionary. Audit your circle ruthlessly. Your circle is your kingdom. Every name must earn its place. Dead weight breeds rot. Sentimentality invites collapse. Machiavelli urged princes to prune allies who drain without return. Modern translation. Audit your relationships quarterly, keeping only those who propel you forward. Michael, a 47-year-old consultant in Dallas, clung to old friends who leaned on him for advice but offered nothing. They drained his time, leaving him resentful. A Machiavellian coach pushed him to audit. He listed each friend's value, e.g., support, connections, and cut ties with 3 who only took. He invested in new allies, mentors, peers, who reciprocated. His network grew stronger, his energy returned. Social capital research by Ronald Burt shows that curated networks yield greater opportunities. Machiavelli's pruning ensures your kingdom thrives. How to apply it? List 10 people in your circle. Rate their value, 1 to 10, in support, growth, or resources. Consider cutting below 5. Politely distance one low-value contact this month. I'm swamped, but let's reconnect later. Invest in one high-value ally. Offer a favor or collaboration. Reflect. How did pruning my circle free my energy? A lean circle is a strong circle. Cut the rot and your empire rises. Guard your time as your final currency. Time is the one asset you can't replenish. Those who assume your hours are free are thieves in disguise. Machiavelli's princes metered their access. You must too. Price your time in money, influence, or experience, or deny it outright. Priya, a 34-year-old professor in San Francisco, was overwhelmed by student requests for extra help. She felt guilty saying no but was drowning. A colleague, citing Machiavelli, advised boundaries. Priya set office hours and offered paid tutoring for extra sessions. Students respected her time and her research flourished. Time scarcity research by Senthil Mullainathan shows that valuing time boosts productivity and well-being. Machiavelli's metering preserves your most precious resource. How to apply it? Track your time for one day. Identify free hours given away and plan to price them. Set one boundary this week. I'm available at X time, or we can schedule a paid consult. Say no to one time-wasting request. Note how it feels. Reflect. How did guarding my time shift my power? Your time is your life. Bill it like gold, or lose it to thieves. Build a legacy that outlives you. Power secured is only the beginning. True mastery is a dynasty that endures. Machiavelli admired leaders like Cesare Borgia, who embedded their vision in systems. Today, you build legacy through institutions, myths, or impact that outlasts your breath. Vanessa, our Chicago entrepreneur, didn't stop at startup success. She created a mentorship program, branding it with her values, training protégés to carry her vision. When she stepped back, the program thrived, her name synonymous with creative empowerment. She didn't just build a business, she built a legend. Sociologist Max Weber's work on charismatic authority shows that embedding your vision in systems ensures longevity. Machiavelli's dynasties lived in libraries, foundations, and myths. You can too. How to apply it? Identify one legacy project, e.g. a program, a book. Outline its core vision. Mentor one person this month, teaching them your values. Create one ritual, e.g. a weekly team huddle, that embeds your influence. Reflect, what will outlive me, and how can I strengthen it now? Your legacy is your immortality. Build it now, and your echo will shape the future. Conclusion: shaping the world's desires. These 12 lessons are your arsenal in a world where everyone wants something from you. Vanessa, Jamal, Elena, Marcus, Sophia, David, Aisha, Carlos, Nina, Rachel, Michael, and Priya show that you don't need to be ruthless to win. You need to be strategic, turning desire into power, need into currency, and time into legacy. Machiavelli didn't invent human nature. He gave you the mirror to see it clearly and the tools to shape it. Stoicism offers a balance. While Machiavelli urges you to play the game, Epictetus reminds you to control only what's yours. Your actions, your integrity. Charge for your value, but deliver it with excellence. Collect loyalty, but reciprocate until it no longer serves. Build power, but anchor it in purpose. The world is a chessboard, and you're already a player. The question is, will you move with intention, carving your name into history, or let others move you, leaving no trace? Leave a comment. Today, I'll price my value, guard my time, and build my legacy. Share this with someone ready to play the game, a colleague, a friend, an aspiring leader. Together, let's architect empires that echo through time, the Machiavellian way. You don't need to shout to be powerful. You don't need to be seen to be strategic. Sometimes the most magnetic force in the room is the one that says nothing, but moves with purpose. Let the chaos rage. You stay still. That's how empires begin. Now it's your move. If this story spoke to something deep in you, don't just scroll, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to remember their power. And in the comments, tell me, what's one thing you're ready to let go of? To reclaim your focus.